As of this week, we have entered a brand new era on the internet where social media companies are all going to work together to try to get you to pay to look at memes and tweets and videos. And for anyone who isn't willing to pay, life online is about to get a lot worse. There's an old cliche people often bring up when we're talking about social media where if you're not the customer, you're the product. But now it sounds like the tech companies want you to be both. So on Monday, we learned that TikTok is testing a $4.99 subscription service, which lets you get rid of all the ads. And then on Tuesday, we learned that Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook, proposed an ad-free service in Europe that would cost $14 a month. Meta and TikTok aren't breaking any new ground here. You've probably seen all those incessant pop-ups trying to get you to pay for YouTube Premium. Snapchat has Snapchat Plus. And then, of course, Twitter, or X, has its own $8 a month service, but there's a problem here for consumers. Because when you've got a service like social media where you're gonna get the same thing whether you pay or not, and the only thing to justify the premium fee is a slightly better experience, it gives companies an incentive to make things worse to encourage you to sign up. Which is something you've experienced if you've ever been on a plane in the past 20 years. Everybody on an airplane gets to go to the same place. So how do you get people to pay more? Well, you make it suck. It's not just your imagination that air travel has gotten more unpleasant and more uncomfortable. And it's not a mistake, they're doing it on purpose. They call this calculated misery. It started with all the things that used to be free getting taken away, like checked bags or getting to choose where you sit on the airplane. On some flights, they don't even give you a free Sprite anymore. And the place where they're really squeezing you is legroom. In 2014, a study found that the biggest seats that they're offering on airplanes and coach now are tighter than the smallest seats that they used to offer in the 1990s. That's about to happen on social media. In fact, it's already happening. You remember on YouTube, they didn't used to have ads that you can't skip. Now they'll have 3 in a row. You get a little pop-up which tells you you can make all these ads go away. All you have to do is pay us a couple of bucks. They're gonna figure out new creative ways to make things just unpleasant enough on these apps that you'll stick around, but you'll think maybe it's worth it. Now I can already hear all you brave soldiers out there jumping into the comments to defend the corporations. If you don't like it on social media, why don't you just leave? The reason that the airlines can get away with this is what are you gonna do? Not fly? There's only 4 or 5 airlines in the United States and they're all pretty much the same. And that can happen on social media. As long as it's not just one terrible company doing all this, as long as it happens as a trend and all the social media companies are doing similar things, then you're stuck, right? Social media apps like YouTube, even TikTok, Facebook Messenger, they're basically infrastructure. Now, I know that social media is different from airline travel. You can choose not to use these apps, but you're opting out of communicating with your friends and participating in popular culture. And for a lot of people, those aren't real options. Don't like it? Too bad.